I was so sick of it that I went to Jurgen in the office and said, Jurgen, next year you can have all my salary. If we don't do it in the next game, it's done for me. I can't. He can come to Salzburg then immediately, by the way.
Who else have you got your eye
Yeah,
on?
imagine being us.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. I am delighted to be joined by none other than outgoing Liverpool assistant manager Pep Lijnders. Pep, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us today. I've wanted to talk and talk football with you for probably 4 or 5 years now. I think when I first put the request in to sort of sit down and stuff, and it's okay, I'll blame James. But it's not James at all. It's different things, and obviously the world went to pot at one point as well, and I think we'd had it lined up then. But first of all, I wanted to start off with something just really that I think's pertinent. And what has it meant to you to work at Liverpool Football Club?
The world. So it's 10 years. I came from a club where winning was everything, with big tradition, big history, FC Porto, I came into the academy first in the under-16 team with a very young team, with a lot of under-15 players combined with under-16, and he had a few players you probably know. One was Trent Alexander-Arnold. The other one was...
He's all right, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's had a decent career so far.
He did well for himself.
Is that your coaching?
Go on. No, it is a lot of passion of the boy, with a lot of trust of somebody who really likes him and who really believed in him. But yeah, he has everything for himself. He created everything himself, of course. Don't be so. But then you had Ryan Brewster, Herbie Kane, Jan Danda, Curtis Jones, Queef Kelleher, and a few others as well. I came in, and that's 10 years ago. That was the moment I lived at the docks in a hotel for 1 month. My boy was Romein. He's now becoming 10 now. So he lived 1 month in a hotel room, just to understand how big the change was. And so they don't know anything else than Liverpool Football Club, and they are with a lot of other young fans. Know nothing else, that we are successful and that we create things what no other team creates, that we create miracles, that we create special games, that we create a bond with the fans what never existed with any other club, that we have the same management team for 9 years, creating stability in the club with young players who come in who are molded into top players, and we get good players in who are molded into superstars. And with several different teams, made a lot of things happen. And I'm blessed. I'm really proud that I've been part of this club, and I'm really happy that I could to share the excitement with the fans now, because it was really a ride. My God, and I wish I enjoyed it more. But wow, what a 10 years.
Well, yeah, you can step back and look at those 10 years now, can't you? And look at all that you've achieved together as part of that team. But I just wanted to find out, like, what made you want to be a coach in the first place?
I was a reasonable player, not top, technically not top, but a lot of passion, and always captain, always leader. Got a bad injury, but even before the injury, I already was like studying sports. But that took me for 1.5 years out of the football game, and then I could go to an internship at PSV Eindhoven. And I felt confident to explain my ideas. I feel confident to work with a group of people to get the best out of them. That was always my dream, to let them perform in a way that they can become better. I really believe in that growth is the start of everything. So it was really early. I was probably 15, 16 when I already thought about becoming a coach. And then at 19, I started at PSV Eindhoven, started with the young kids. But I was the guy who opened the gate in the morning and closed the gate at night. I was the guy with the keys, I was the whole day at PSV, and it was the time with Kusidink. With Ibrahim Afellay, the first player who broke through from the academy. Just amazing time. 5 years PSV Eindhoven, we became 4 times champion of Holland. We semi-final Champions League, and then I went to Porto.
Is that where you developed your coaching principles? And if so, what are your coaching principles?
Yeah, I believe that, so I grew up with Cruyff. I had the luck to be born in Holland, where there's a clear football idea about, that defending with the ball is already takes a lot away, but also the way you play with wingers, the way you play with, you want to play far away from the opposition, from your own goal, so far away from your own goal, always based on the creative, to create chances, blah, blah, blah. And Cruyff was massive in my view about the game. If I close my eyes, I see the dream team of Barca playing. So that's how I live football. Then I studied Saki, because his way of pressing and his way of not only also the training methodology I really like, because everything is specific to the game. And I love Curva, and Curva is based on that every individual, wherever on the pitch, needs a certain technique to play attractive football. So this boy, Trent Alexander-Arnold, because of his technique, our game becomes attractive. He can do passes nobody else can, and that's only based on technique. And Curva was about pure technique, development, passing, dribbling, everything, scoring. So, and then I went to Porto. And Porto, the Dutch is where my heart is, like that style. But at Porto, I learned what winning means and how to structure your game idea and how to build a team from nowhere, from a pre-season to the last day of the season. And Porto with Vitor Fraat, the tactical periodization, he took me to Porto. I worked 7 years at Porto. We became 5 times champions of Portugal. We won the Europa League, UEFA Cup at the time, in Dublin. Fuck that. And yeah, and
would have been better if we'd done it.
Oh my God, yes, yeah. In 2 weeks we threw the whole. Anyway, yeah, but we didn't deserve it. So anyway, so that's a little bit my coaching, and then Porto. So I learned this because Porto is a culture where the whole club, from the kit man till the cleaning lady, is blue blood. Is that good blue blood, not the bad blue blood.
Yeah. We know what that.
Yeah, it's a different blue. The blue I like, but they. We love the ones who hate to lose. This kind of mentality. So, and that went into me. So the Dutch get kicked out of me, whether it's all about development or no. It's in the end, it's about winning football game, because that creates a lot of development. And then my ideas came to place. And I think the 4th or 5th. So you had Saki, you had Curva, you have Cruyff, you have Vitor Fraat, tactical position, and the 5th one, the most important guy in my career, is for the same one as all our fans is. It's Jurgen. He took me back as his number 2. He gave me all the freedom to lead, to plan each training session, to guide the team in terms of tactics, and I'm forever grateful that he did that. And the last 6 years, in coaching ways, some really good moments, but it was really important for me as well to develop into the guy I am now. So yeah,
that's it. It's a journey, isn't it? Of course, for everybody, not just you and the coaches, but you as a coaching group together as well.
Yeah.
Having a new number 2 after all that time in yourself, rather than Zelko and stuff like that. So you've obviously written, and quite famously now, about intensity being Liverpool's identity. How do you, as a coach, show that every single day and teach that every single day?
Yeah, easy. So there are certain moments in the game where you create more intensity than the opposition can even expect. So they know that we will be intense and they know that we will compress, but they never experienced that before, because they can train it against their own team. But because we train, each minute of each session is based on that idea that we chase the opposition from all sides, from all directions. The teams are not used to that kind of intensity. But intensity means it means that 11 players think the same about each moment of the game. For example, we press high on the opposition half. So we go really high to press. We win the ball. We play the first pass forward. That's the surprise. That's the thing they didn't expect, because normally you win, you play, and then you attack. We use that moment. We get a throw in. We try to do it quick. So the team is still not organized, and we try to use it. Even with a simple throw in, we try to speed the game up. say a corner kick, for example, we put the ball in, but maybe not the first contact is that important. But when the ball goes out, the second phase to attack again is where we put intensity into place, where the team is still not organized.
On that, I read something, I don't know whether it's true or not, you're the person to ask. I read something, obviously Liverpool have kind of gone against the grain with outswingers this season, and I read something about you win more second balls off outswingers than in-swingers. Is that something that is true?
So we had a phase where we were not good at the corners, so that we decided again to go purely on the second phase of the attack, and that's where we scored a lot of goals, especially when we had Thiago, when we had Mo from the edge, or even Trent, so where the ball comes out and shoot. Sometimes you decide in the phase you are in the season what works better at this moment in time. Outswingers, for sure, you get more balls from the edge. Sometimes we just put 4 players in the box, and we go with, and we went with 4 players around, and that was in our 20, in our 22, when we went for all 4 trophies. That was how we did it. We put 4 around, and we only went with 4 players in the box, where normally teams put 6 in, and you covered it. But with 4, of course, you have much more.
Was Mo this one? I seem to remember Mo being out here somewhere.
If we take from here, then it's Mo, because left foot, the ball comes here, he can chip it to here to finish, or he can finish from there. But then it's like that there. So we have good players who can deliver. Trent is outstanding. Robo is good. It's much more that all players think the same way. But outswingers, give more second ball.
Is that why, obviously you say every player has to sort of think the same way and stuff? And I remember listening to a podcast a few years ago from MIT over in America or something about cohesion on a football field and players knowing each other and not thinking on the football field. Because if you're thinking on the football field, you're 2 steps behind the opposition. True. And is that why it's so difficult when you do, say, for example, change a large group of players, but also when you think of the success that Liverpool have had over the last few years, building that group together, all together, they know exactly what each other are doing at any given moment.
You're spot on, no? So, and the base of everything is not the game itself, it's the training pitch. There's where you create behaviors, there's where you create like a common idea, there's where players relate better to each other, and they are just playing in the end, but they are playing our way in the games, because we train every day for the last 8 years in the same way, with the same principles, with the same managers speaking in the same way to them before each session, with me leading the session in the same way over and over again. And then if you have 3 players out or 3 players new in, or even change 10 against Everton and still beat them with Curtis Jones putting into the right corner. So I get the trick now how I can make our fans. 4-0, 7-0 for us. Oh my God.
It's too easy. It's too easy.
Go on.
Well, talk about counter-pressing with me for a while, will you, if you don't mind? And, what is it that you're trying to achieve with counter-pressing? And from the foundational, I suppose, 4-3-3 formation that we've sort of used so well.
So, all right. So, the easiest way to explain is that Jurgen calls it organized chaos.
Yeah.
All right. So, organized because it's our idea. Chaos means that the players have to they don't play the position, but they are playing the game. So even if Trent Alexander is attacking here with the underlap and we lose the ball to this player here, for example, the Trent is the one who, he doesn't think about this position on here, and he would go back and he would put pressure. No, he's the closest one, so we try to use that one too. Then chaos means that we don't want to have 1v1, because 1v1 they cannot play. We want to create 2v1. So even the Trent at least can go with 100% into the challenge, because if he can go 100% in the challenge, means if he gets outplayed, then we have the second one to win the ball. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
If this player is here, so you don't create 2v1, he will never go 1v1, or he will never go to win the ball, because if he gets outplayed, he's gone. So the only reason why he can go 100% with the idea to steal the ball is because he knows that there's a second player, and he knows there's probably a third player. Now the advantage of counter-pressing is that you want to keep the opposition as far away as possible from your own goal. And counter-pressing is the only tool to do that, to be honest. Or to finish all your chances off, like to have that the
12
ball
goals a game.
that the ball is out of play, because in the end that's and goal, that would be even better. So but that means that you can stay far away from the goal as possible. And for me, is a development tool, because the more aggressive the players are without the ball, the more aggressive they become with the ball to create. So that's why counter pressing is like not a proposal. It's like our way, it's our law, it's everything we are, because we believe as well that the goals we score with counter pressing in the end of the season makes the difference between winning a league or not winning a league, or winning the League Cup or not winning and the development tool. So I wanted to finish that one, is that I believe that the players develop more if they have more the ball high up the pitch. I believe if they have the ball more here, they will develop a game style here, but that's not Cruyff. That has nothing to do with how players, when you start playing on the street, how you want to play. You play to score goals, to create chances, to dribble 1v1s, to overlap, all these things. So with counter pressing, you can stay high up the pitch, what means that Sadio, Bobby and Mo can have more often the ball in situations to create. And that means that if they have more situations where they have to take initiative like this, means that they will develop. And what I said in the beginning is the team who grows more will be the team who will be successful. So, and that's what you want. You want that your style of play make sure that the players develop. When they develop, then everything is in your hands, because the team who grows more will be the team in the end who will be champion. So
I think obviously, you've explained that really well, and I think hopefully everyone watching at home will have a little bit more insight into actually what it is like to be a coach and what you are trying to achieve on the football field, because it must grate you at times that people all around in the media don't know what you're trying to achieve, yet criticise you. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, but that's you learn with time that criticism outside is not important. Everybody goes through that phase that it fucking hurts you, that you're bleeding from the inside with a comment, or with when you read something what's like, and where you know that 90% is not true, but it still goes like through your heart. That period of time, every coach or every player goes through. It's how you get out of that period is what defines if you become a top coach or a top player, in my opinion. Because you have to, in this world nowadays, in the past you had the newspaper and maybe you read it or you don't read it, but now you don't come away with it.
It's difficult.
It is, but I learned, I'm a big fan of John Wooden, and John Wooden said you have to be more concerned with your character than with your reputation, because your reputation is what others think about you. Your character is who you really are. So I always try to just be myself. That's why I'm open. That's why the guy, I'm not changing for no one. If people say I'm too open, I'm too open. It brought me winning the fucking Premier League, the Champions League, the League Cup with 11 penalties, with the way we did the FA Cup, the Super Cup and the World Cup. It made me champion with Porto 5 times. It made me champion with PSV Eindhoven 4 times. I don't give a damn what others in the end think, because I try to focus on who I am really. And that's what I try to do in the future. You never know how it will go.
You made me really happy then for listing all the trophies, and you made me really sad because you're younger than me.
Why?
By just a few weeks, but you're younger, I'm thinking, oh yeah, he's done a lot compared to me at the age that he is and stuff. I mean, it has been a bit of a meteoric rise and stuff for just an insane rise, hasn't it, for this Liverpool side? And looking back, what are your sort of favourite memories of the last 10 years, I suppose it's been, hasn't it, since 2014?
The training pitch, the moments with the players when nobody's watching, the training where the ball flies from one feet to the other, where they all counter press like dogs, where you have just a normal week and they are training with, and I know when we train like that and the ball combines and it goes like how it goes and they play as a team, they play really as a team, I know that the weekend will be an easy game. And Premier League is not easy, but what I'm trying to say is that I know that we will play how we want to play, and these are the moments what makes me the most happy, because I really believe that 80% of the points are made in the training week. I truly believe in that. I believe that training as well as the best transfer, and I know you guys hate that if I say it. I don't give a shit. I really believe in it. We try to develop our players first, because I believe that the ones we have are the ones who we really have to believe in, and then you add top ones, you add top ones on the right moments. We became fucking champion with not signing anyone. And we won and of course you need to sign, but you need to sign on the right moments. And the stability over the years, in my opinion, created that for a long period of time we were really successful.
No, absolutely. I mean, I'm going to take you back to the sort of last season, first of all. Not this season, but last season. Obviously, Liverpool were going through a very difficult time. As a coach, you must feel that intensely. And then, was it 13 games out, we played Arsenal, and we changed to the box midfield, or the WM, if you go back into the 50s, or whatever you want to call it. The Hungary side that made it popular. What impact did you have on that change?
It's not. I don't like any. I don't like to have to explain that I give a tactical idea and then Jurgen accepts or whatever like that. I did that for the last 10 years. Or not 10 years, for the last 6 years, I really tried to help the team with tactical new things, with ideas, with the way of training, and that's my job to do. I need to help Jurgen. The part I love the most about the game is after half time, when we come back and sit there and I have 15 minutes to prepare the substitutions and I have 15 minutes to come with a plan. It's 0-0 or we're 1-0 losing, and I have to come up with an idea to give to Jurgen so we can go. And that's the part I love the most, when the pressure is highest and that. With that, we could plan it. I said for a long time that we need an extra player into midfield because Bobby Firmino, I will try to explain it really quickly.
No problem.
So, all right. So you had Mo and Sadio. Bobby was the one who always controlled the center really well. Defensively. And that could make sure that Mo could press like this and Sadio could press like this. Our midfield three were three characteristics who had real energy and capacity to defend to the outside. Hendo on this side, Millie or Gini on that side, FBU then could cover space. All these players in a core age, 25, 26, 27, all in the moment where consistency is part of them. Before that, when you're younger, there's no consistency. You see that with our team in moments. And when you're older, you cannot do it every game because the legs are gone. So anyway, Bobby, Sadio leaves. Bobby becomes injured. Yes, we bring in Darwin. We bring in Lucho. Bobby leaves. So we lose this position to control here. Okay, we put Darwin. All right. Then you have midfielders who are completely different. We don't have Hendo anymore. We don't have Fabinho anymore. We don't have Gini Wijnaldum or Millie anymore. We have now a Harvey Elliott or Dominic. We have Stefan Bajetic. We have a left midfielder, come on.
Jones.
Curtis Jones, Curtis Jones. But these are not the types to press like this, close the center and go to the outside. They're not. So you have to start thinking about, okay, the new team, what are we going to do to help to press in a different way? So instead of pressing now...
Sorry to interrupt, really. Sorry to interrupt. But is this based on the players' characteristics?
Yeah, of course it is. Everybody thinks that we tactically are the inventors of everything. Bobby Firmino invented that role. And then with this, knowing that he controls this, we go at that. And Sadio Mo in these positions, and we win. They play here and we win the ball. They encounter attacking positions to score. So... That was the idea. We use Mo, Sadio in the best. We use Bobby in the best. So, but then you have new players. You need to start developing new idea. The biggest change, and that's what the point where I come, with Darwin Núñez or with Jota a little bit less. Jota can control the center as well. Cody Gakpo, when we brought, he can control the center as well. Anyway. So, but with Darwin, a good example, he is not a player who can control the center defensively. Bobby was the one as well who comes always as the extra player here in the half space or comes even next to the 6 to build. So that means that we already had always 4 players, so say Hendo drop, Gini here, and then Bobby here. That means already that we have one more player most of the time than the opposition in the center, what means that you can control the game because you lose the ball, you have the players close to each other. And now we had Darwin Núñez, Mo Salah, and Lucho. And we had Curtis, Stefan, and say Dom. We had only 3 players like this. Darwin is not a player to create out like that. Lucho can do it, but winger, Mo, no. So now who becomes the extra player there? We can buy a Cody Gakpo to try to do it like that, but he's a left. But okay, anyway, we can find a different solution. But you're searching because not everything. You have every 3 days a game to that. And my idea was constantly the best 6 I had in the 16s was Trent Alexander-Arnold. And it's not to have only extra player inside, to have 4 here, to have the same as what what Bobby Firmino did, but it's also to have Trent Alexander in a position where the ball can fly from left to right, because the other type of 6 or the other ones who construct are not these players who put balls like. So what I said constantly to Jurgen was, we have to do it. Yeah, but Pep, blah, blah, blah. We have to do it. Until I was so sick of it that I went to Jurgen in the office and said, Jurgen, next year you can have all my fucking salary. If we don't do it in the next game, it's done for me. I can't. We need the extra player. We need Trent there. I tell you, it will work. It will work. So okay, we do it. We train one session. Of course, it will not be super. But example, even the first half against Art, we play long balls and the ball came out. And because Trent was here, we won all the second balls. With the ball was not right. How can it be right after one day, blah, blah. At least we made the balls and the decision to do it. But we won the second ball. Second half, we start explaining a little bit better and we used the game to develop. And he became and Curtis Jones had easier. And most of the time, it's just 10 meters to the left or 10 meters to the right, or just one idea to make a team click. And that's the difficult thing of a coach, is to find these things. And this one worked out, and we had things that didn't work out. So don't think now we are fucking geniuses or whatever. But it was a massive change. And after that, we qualified for Europa. It was the feeling as well that we could go into the next season. Otherwise, I'm not sure if we would have been there, to be honest. But which coach can lose 5 or 6 home games and still be in a job? Yeah, Jurgen will be. Yes. So yeah.
So thinking about all the games that you've sort of been around for at Liverpool and stuff like that, is there a game that stands out from what you've done on the coaching field to what you saw on the pitch as the best representation of Liverpool Football Club?
I think in periods where we changed players and we kept playing in the same way. I think the final of this year's League Cup have to go close, because of we bring young players where we really believe in, and we are working already for 3-4 years with, but nobody knows how much we work with them. But now we can really push them. Where we say as well, like I said to you, yeah, Bobby can play, but he can only play 20-30 minutes. He will be good, even against the top ones. He will be good. Not for 90, because it's the same with the young ones. They can reach a certain intensity, but they just cannot keep that up for 90. But for a short period of time, they can keep that intensity. So they have so much skill and so much bravery. I believed really in Conor Bradley, in Jarell, in Queef, in Harvey, in Curtis. But Conor, what is he doing this year, Conor Bradley? What did he do? We have a new right defender. You don't need to buy anyone. He can come to Salzburg then immediately, by the way.
Who else have you got your eye on?
Yeah, I have a lot.
Can you reveal?
But I don't have money. I have money, but not.
Yeah.
And now you have Michael Eto's in charge, so I come to do the. He start negotiating. Yeah.
But you must know, because you know those young players, you must think, and there's a trust issue with the club loaning the player. It's part of, I guess it's part of the reason why the multi-club ownership thing is now so prevalent in football. Is we've seen players go out on loan from Liverpool Football Club and not get the games that they deserve in a system that might not suit them quite as well. Whereas with somebody like you, with your background in this football club, you could imagine, or I could certainly, that what a proving ground for a young player.
Yeah, that was the whole plan. That was 10 years when I came. The plan, like, we want to show in the toughest league in the world, the most professional league in the world, that it's possible to bring young players. Where everybody says it's impossible, we try to do it. And we're not going to try to do it because I came from Porto, remember, and I said to Alex in the top immediately, we're not going to try to produce players to play for the first team. We're going to try to produce players to win major trophies for Liverpool Football Club. That's what we're going to do. So a lot has to change in terms of how we coach them, how we speak to them, how we do, because they guys have to win. Not to play in the field. They have to go there to conquer. They have to play against United or Everton or whatever. They have to go there to win, to be able to win. And with the scouting system we have, they have to be damn good, because the players come in this level and the academy players are here. So you need to reach that level. So we need to attack more. We have to press more, because otherwise you never reach the same level as these scouting players.
Well, 10 years in and you did it. You won a major trophy with the young players. Yeah. Well done. Congratulations.
Yeah, we won many with the young players. Trent Alexander-Arnold is the biggest example. But yeah, the last year was a really cool one, because you start, anyway, doesn't matter, extra time, the stadium just going berserk, like, what the hell, they shout us towards the goal, and after last year, and then winning already in January, February, a trophy, and everybody can say, we make the League Cup big again. Yeah. Nobody gave a shit about the League Cup. The Reds make it big again. We made like the stadium explode and celebrate like we won the Champions League. I said as well, like, you make the cup as big as you want it. We fought every day on the training pitch to become better. 60 minutes, 70 minutes, 90 minutes training in shit conditions, windy, here in Kirkby, because it looks like God just put the windblower next to Kirkby. And so then when these things pay off, it's not pay off, when you really believe in that process, and and the scouts are just good, the boys are good. You just have to give them trust, nothing more, and a good inside pathway like trust,
We've been lucky enough to sit down with all of the coaching staff now, I think, and one of the things that strikes me is the word development is hammered home every time we speak to somebody. Like, it's almost a mantra that this is from the top down to the bottom of the football club, and it strikes me that that's obviously a great place for young players to come and ply their trade when the focus is purely on them. But one of the things that I wanted to move on to is some of the sort of bigger games and stuff like that. Obviously, we know what happened in Madrid, but what we don't know a lot about is what happened in that 2-week period before Madrid. It was much rumoured about a game with Benfica B team. Can you talk about that at all?
Yeah, why not? I thought, so Jurgen said to me, like, Pep, I lost now 7 finals in a row. You plan it. I was, that's so shit. No, because I was already planned all the trainings and all these things, but we need to do plan because we had 3 weeks between the last game and the final. So I said, okay, then we give them first 5 days off, 6 days off, then we go on training camp. Correct? Yeah, and then we play exactly a week before a game. That was the first game we play. And on the same time of the Champions League final, same time, same day, same routines, with the same meeting, so that they one-time experience. So I was thinking, okay, we need a team who can play like, because when you're a young coach, you want to do everything perfect. And I tell you now, did it make a difference? I have no clue. I believe in it, but other coaches will say that will not make the difference. At least
do it again.
100%. It made me calm, like that we did at least everything to reach that final. So we asked, first I asked AZ Alkmaar. I asked him, it was difficult because he played qualification then for Europe, so he didn't know when the season would end for him. So, but otherwise he would have come. Then I asked Luis Castro at Vitória Guimarães. He's now Cristiano Ronaldo coach in Saudi. He was the head of academy when I was there as the coach, so that's why I asked him. And then I asked Vitor Maats, who was still working at Porto, like, who should I call? Because Porto was the only league where it would work in terms of ending the season and then on that week to come. And he said, Pep, Benfica B, because AZ Alkmaar played 4-2-3-1, Guimarães played 4-3-3-1, and he said, Benfica B team in the second league, they play exactly like Tottenham playing 4-2-3-1. So I call them through Julian Ward, and we organize. And I tell our analysts, you prepare a presentation. You're going to present to them exactly how Tottenham will play, and they get 3 days to train in Marbella. We fly them in. They train 3 days exactly to prepare that game. So they were on the other pitch preparing. They train set pieces, offensively, defensively. So they try to mirror Spurs with the way they do. So the high press would be identical. So, and then we train the same week build up towards the game, exactly a week how we would normally do. Was good, was nice, was that. And we didn't do anything new. We didn't create any strategic extra advantage like that, or like we just prepared it in the normal way. We made the players comfortable. The worst thing you can do is change things for a final, in my opinion. And the rest is history, no? Yeah. And the boys, they don't believe it. The boys had a meeting, like, going through all scenarios, not with the coaching staff. And Millie told me after, he says like, well, we went through like, when we start losing, we go in this way. If we win, then we go down. And he said, when we go early 1-0 up, we have to keep playing. We have to do like to say, and they decided like that. And then we score 1-0. Yeah, back.
That's brilliant. So it wasn't the game plan. Because that was brilliant game management, to be fair.
Yeah, it was, by the players. Yeah. Now, that's what I mean. We created a group, so we gave them so much responsibility. Them, Hendo, Millie, Adam, Bobby, Sadio Mo, Joel, Joey, Verge, Robbo, Trent. I forget players for sure, Shaki and all these guys.
Allison as well.
Yeah, Ali, the one who made everything possible. Without this guy, no chance. No chance, this guy. No chance. So anyway, you need a goalkeeper. You need a good goalkeeper to win trophies. But what I'm trying to say, this group of players, they were so. I think if we would have coached shit or what, they would have won that game. They were not authentic is not a word. Independent. They became as a group independent because they were so long together. What I said in the core age, with a talent and growing with 2 unbelievable signings. With Fabinho as an unbelievable signing. So yeah.
So you think they could have done it without the coaching? Because
I think not without the leadership of Jurgen, because the character and the belief and all these things. I think not, but I believe that the difference between a good coach and a top coach is a good coach stands here and coaches them and helps them to that. A top coach can stay there, and they still play the same. And they still play the same way. Yeah. And I think that's the difference between. That's what I mean. I think. There's different levels of leadership. No, I think that level of leadership is the one you need to search for. But you need to be really good at the pitch and training and coaching all the time. Yeah.
So moving on, then, would you like to end up back at Liverpool one day? As the head coach?
I get the point. I get this question a lot. I think we all cannot look in the future, know what will happen. I'm blessed and happy with the time I had. The last 10 years were 10 years. 10 years of, so it was really, I feel I'm part of it. I would love to have a similar career as a manager as that I had as a young coach. So going Porto, PSV Eindhoven, Porto, Liverpool, now Salzburg. I hope I can just build from there in a similar way that I can grow as a person. I believe, and I will tell you honestly, I think you really need to earn the right to coach in this place. That's my opinion, at least. People don't know what happens behind the scenes, so they don't know the last years. So I can imagine that people will say, so I will try to earn my right. And when the fans and the ownership wants, and then I'm open to talk now.
Absolutely, okay. The famous night against Barcelona, corner taken quickly, Pep. What were you thinking at the time? Did you even see it?
Nah. Oh, because we were preparing subs, I think. But I think he even shouted, is it in? Like, I think I even shouted at Jurgen because he had his back towards, but I don't remember. I just was really proud of Trent. Because only geniuses change this game, no? As coaching, as players. They gave a different idea about the game. What Cruyff did with Barcelona, what Guardiola did with Barca, what Saki did with Milan, with what Zidane did on the pitch playing, what Maradona did, with what Beckenbauer did, what Cruyff did on the pitch. That's why I love him so much. For example, and that's in what category I'm putting this young boy now.
It's pretty good category to go in.
It's not a bad category. So, and what Trent Alexander did on this position over the last years. And I told him today, because he gave me the picture when he jumps on my back. You know that one? Yeah. That's my... I cried, so because that's, I love it that he did that. So big picture, and I told him when I walk out, we had a good talk because we worked with each other now for 10 years so intensely, and I told him, well, I really hope that Salzburg go into the Champions League, and I tell you, they will put us together. that we will play. And I told him, and you can play the passes you want. From the 10 passes you play, 7 will be offside. Because my line will be high, will be organized. And he says to me, yeah, but the 3 I play, goals. 2 goals. And he's fucking right. So I see it already happen, the bastard. Yeah, we play good, we don't score, and they. Anyway, so I told him, you will not see the ball. I will be. I'm just really looking forward to this new chapter, to Salzburg, and I'm whatever happens with my coaching career. Yeah, imagine being us.
Pep, from all of us at Redmen TV, from all of our viewers, I want to say thank you for the dedication, the work, the trophies, the ups, the downs, the journey. As much as anything else, it's been absolutely incredible, and I wish you all the success in the future.
Thank you. It was, thank you.
Thank you so very, very much for checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. The season is now well underway. If you need extra Redmen content, be it podcast, videos, documentaries, interviews, and general shows, fill your boots on redmenplus.com today.